3, verse 33 to 35. I will run this message very fast. Mark chapter 3, verse 33. Mark 3, verse 33. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? Verse 34. And he looked round about on them, which sat about him. Please take care of those children. Which sat about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. 35. For whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is what? The same is what? The same is my brother and my sister and my what? Mother. I am teaching on the topic, gaining stability by understanding your spiritual family, part 2. Gaining stability. Remember, this month is our month of stability. And today we are looking on the topic, gaining stability by understanding your spiritual family. Understand that your spiritual family is the church you belong. Please, I want you to pay attention to this teaching. That is why a lot of people today lack of understanding teachings like this, or ignorant of teachings like this, makes a lot of people to be unstable even when they ought to be what? Stable. Your spiritual family is the church you belong. Not belonging to any church is not having a spiritual family. Where you worship God in spirit and in truth is your spiritual family, is your church. As your physical family is important, so your spiritual family, that is your church, is very, very what? Important. Acts chapter 4, verse 23. Acts chapter number 4, verse number 23. And being let go, they went to their own company and reported all that the chief priest and elders had said unto them. When Peter and John was arrested and was molested, after they were released, the Bible said they didn't go to their physical family. They went straight to their spiritual family. That is the church. Somebody said the church. The Bible said when they let them go, Acts 4:23. When they let them go, the Bible said they went to their what? Company. They went to their church. They went to their spiritual family and reported all that the priest or the Pharisees did to them. Why? Because your security is guaranteed under the umbrella of your spiritual family. The security that your physical family cannot give to you, your spiritual family can give it to you. When everything fails, your spiritual family cannot fail. Am I talking to somebody? And the Bible said, we have read in Mark chapter 3, the Bible said, after the feast of Pentecost that happens once every year, the Bible said the mother of Jesus and the earthly father of Jesus, I told them the difference between the biological mother and the earthly father. The biological mother means someone that carries someone in his what? Belly. And the earthly father means someone that adopted the child. So Joseph was what? An earthly father. Why Mary, the wife of Joseph, was the biological mother of Jesus? Joseph was not the biological father of Jesus. Am I talking to somebody? Are you people hearing me? In fact, Joseph inherited the pregnancy of Jesus. He was not involved in the pregnancy. He inherited it. Am I talking to someone? So the Bible said as they were going, they noticed after 2 days, they noticed that the son, Jesus Christ, was not with them. And the Bible said they decided to go back. And when they got back, they saw Jesus in the temple. They saw Jesus in the church with many people surrounding him. And the Bible said, and Mary walked up to Jesus and said, why did you suffer us like this? We have gotten to Jerusalem. Then we noticed that you're not in the company. And we decided to come back. What are you doing here? And Jesus looked around. Jesus looked around. He said, which family that is looking for me? He said, your family. No. Jesus said, no. The people that are hearing this word are my family. They are my mother. They are my father. They are my brothers and my sisters. So what Jesus is trying to say, that your spiritual family is more authentic than your physical family. Blood is thicker than water, but grace is thicker than blood. What connects I and you is thicker than the blood that connects you and your brother, your sister biologically. Am I talking to somebody? Church, are you hearing me? Look at Galatians chapter 6 verse 10. If the ICT will help me. Galatians chapter 6 verse 10. Galatians chapter 6 verse number 10. He said, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially, somebody say especially. Somebody say especially unto them who are of the household of faith. So, as a member of the household of faith, as a member of the spiritual family, you came into my office, and my brother, blood brother, also came into my office. I am supposed to listen to you first before my biological brother. That's what that place is saying. Am I talking to somebody? Everybody is quiet. It is the bastardization of the church that have reduced the church to this level. The original plan for the church is for harmony. The original plan for the church is for relationship. That's the original plan. Study the book of Acts chapter 2 from verse 44. You will see the original plan. That's the original plan of the church. If your spiritual family is not stable, you can't be stable. If you don't have a spiritual family, you can't be stable. Look at Acts chapter 1 verse 6. I see it quickly. Acts chapter number 1 verse 6. The Bible said, when they therefore were come together, that means something happened, they scattered. But when they came together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? When you understand your ability in life, to play ignorance of the existence of your spiritual family is to play ignorance of life itself. Am I talking to somebody? Church, are you hearing me? One of the things the devil is trying to do is to destabilize your spiritual family. That is why they passed law against the church. That is why you see people fighting the church. You know, those people fighting the church did not know that the devil is what? Using them. Because they want to destabilize the strength of the togetherness of what? The church. Once the devil succeeds in destabilizing the church, he destabilizes you as an individual. Am I talking to somebody? Church, are you hearing me? I pray for you. God give you understanding. The way you are keen for your physical family to grow, that is the way you should be keen for your spiritual family to grow. Your church. Am I talking to somebody? Church, are you hearing me? Your church. Your church. Immediately Peter and John were released. They ran to their spiritual family. As a person, you must have a spiritual family. You must have a spiritual family. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 25. He said, do not depart or forsake the assembly of what? The brethren. The assembly of the brethren is your spiritual what? Family. Am I talking to somebody? is your spiritual family. Is God talking to somebody here? And because of our time, very fast. You do not neglect or forsake the assembly of your spiritual family. That is the church. And quickly, understanding, first service focus is understanding your spiritual family. Understanding your spiritual family. That is the first service focus. Understanding your spiritual family. Number 2 service focus, the blessings or benefits of belonging to a spiritual family. The blessing or the benefit of belonging to a spiritual family. Number 3, your role towards your spiritual family. Your role towards your spiritual family. Your role towards your spiritual family. Quickly, before I go into understanding your spiritual family, I want you to understand the need for spiritual family. There are 3 major needs for spiritual family. 3 major reasons why you need spiritual family. Number 1, for spiritual stability. You need your spiritual family for spiritual stability. If you must be stable spiritually, you must have a church. You must have what? You must have what? A church. You must have what? Listen to me, quote me anywhere. No man that is stable in his Christian faith without a church. Am I talking to somebody? No man. You can't be stable in your Christian life if you don't have a church. You must have a river where you draw water from. You must have a well where you draw water from. That is why online and on site can never be the same. The presence can never be the same. You know, it is because of COVID-19, and Satan also took hold of it and made people to be comfortable with online church. I am not going to church. I will do it online. And as you are in church online, you're drinking coffee. And you say you're serving God. As you're online on church, you're discussing. Or you're telling your wife, shut up. Or you're telling your children, bang out. You share in room. You're online, no. The presence, the attention online cannot be compared with on site. And God never brought about online. Situation introduced online. Am I talking to somebody? He said, let no one depart or forsake the assembly of the brethren. Online worshippers is only allowed when there is a situation that banned physical church. Once the situation that banned physical church is over, start back physical word church. That you are doing online when you have the privilege to be in the physical church is a satanic manipulation to deny you the benefit of his presence. Am I talking to somebody? Church, are you following me? So, one of the reasons why you need a spiritual family is for spiritual stability. Spiritual what? For spiritual stability. Number 2 reason why you need a spiritual family is for stability in faith. Stability in faith. Stability in faith. The Bible said several people are drawn away or carried away by the wind of different doctrines today. Why? Because they do not belong to a church. And that is why their faith is what? Unstable. Am I talking to somebody? That is why someone that have not been to church for 15 years will come on social media and say, closing your eyes to pray is an error. You too will buy it. Are you hearing me? And that is what is happening in the social media. All those people that are antagonizing the church, most of them are not churchgoers. So now, because you are not stable in faith, somebody will tell you that communion is a sin. You too will what? Believe it. Look at the wonders some satanic agents performed. They said tithing is not part of the New Testament. Why? And many believers did what? Believed. Someone that have been paying for paying tithe for 20 years. Suddenly, the wave of doctrine. Because you do not belong to a church. And if you say you belong to a church, you are not totally under the church. I told them in the first service, a brother that wrote me a text message, I said, sir, how can I be under an umbrella and rain? Look at, he said, is it possible for me to be under an umbrella and rain will be beating me? And I said, yes. The reason why you will be under umbrella, rain will be beating you, is because you're not rightly positioned under that umbrella. Some of you say you belong to a church, but you're not rightly positioned in that church. Your leg is here. Your leg is here. You are in Assemblies of God. You are in Streams of Joy. You are in Temple of Grace. You are in Winner Chapel. In fact, you are scattered everywhere. So, in Winner Chapel, there is a cover. That cover is not affecting you positively because you are not there fully. And you are in Temple of Grace. That cover is not covering you because you're just standing somehow. You are in Streams of Joy. The cover is not holding you. Why? Because you have not made your choice. You are given a choice to have one spiritual family, one church, just as you're given the choice for one family.